Hello again. You're watching today on eNCA DSTV channel 403. The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial adjourned for the day. It will resume tomorrow in the Pretoria, on the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria. And this hour later on, I'll be speaking to Slindelo Masigane just to go back and bring us some of the highlights of what took place in the court, in court earlier today. But for now, let's focus on politics. Minority parties are set to table a motion of no confidence against Johannesburg Mayor Dr. Mpho Phalatse. Her future hangs in the balance as a motion of no confidence is looming. She's denied that she's corrupt and has failed in her duties as alleged by the minority parties. Phalatse says she and other DA leaders in the city are being targeted because they are rooting out corruption. Well, my colleague, that's fellow anchor and reporter here at eNCA, Heidi Giokos, sat down with Dr. Phalatse earlier on. She's joining us now to tell us what really they were talking about. Heidi, good afternoon. Welcome to today. You did sit down earlier today with the mayor and with the accusation that she's biased. She sided with Vasco da Gama. The speaker was ousted last week in another motion of no confidence in him, and that also they are not sharing information transparently with the opposition parties. How did she respond to that?
So she has denied this. She has indicated that she's not siding with anybody, nor has she kept any reports looking into corruption or any other issues within the city. She says she has always been very open with any kind of reports or anything regarding corruption and anything that's going to better the city. She is not worried or fazed at all when it comes to this motion of no confidence that could possibly happen next week sometime. We had asked her what's the plan, given the fact that the minority party said it's going to happen tomorrow. She said that's not possible because there needs to be a 72-hour notice for a council meeting to sit, and that has not happened as yet. So that might only happen next week, but she said she's not worried. She also says she's not married to the idea of being a mayor. She says she's here to serve, and currently what's at play is just politics and just a way to remove people that are basically in the way of she's basically alluding to the fact that she's saying that certain political parties want to remain corrupt and want access to the city's bill and the city's finances. And she's saying that she's stopping that as the mayor, and this is why they want to remove her. But I think let's listen into what she had to tell us with regards to that.
It's untrue that we've not done anything. There's other issues. We believe that there is a move to get a hold of the city's budget. As you can imagine, people had access to all sorts of things. We're uncovering a lot of corruption daily. We're referring cases to Group Forensic and Investigation Services daily. We are serious about rooting out corruption, and they don't like that. They don't like that because we believe some of them are implicated. We know some of them are implicated. It's not yet time to give facts, but we will in due course. And it will make sense why they're driving to remove us. We won't allow it, not on our watch. We will fight. The coalition is strong and it's standing. The good news is that it wasn't the coalition partners that broke away from the coalition. Of the 9 partners, it was only one party that said to their councillor they must vote with the motion of no confidence. The rest of the parties gave a clear directive that the motion must be opposed. And it was individuals in those parties that decided to go rogue, and those individuals are being dealt with by their various political parties. That will restore numbers to the multi-party government, and we should be able to defeat a motion. We've defeated a motion against the Speaker before. What went wrong this time around is that they bribed people, and some people took up those bribes. Unfortunately, you would have seen yesterday a case was opened at the Hillbrow police station with some of our councillors confessing to having been approached with those bribes, and unfortunately some of them said no, and we're really proud of those councillors. So it shows you that the majority of the people in the coalition really want to get on with the work of the rebuilding. Unfortunately, a few were tempted. Some might not have been bribed, I don't know, but we had a total of 6 councillors in the coalition who voted with the motion, and it's really unfortunate, but that should be sorted out in a few days.
Yeah, of course, because for such a motion to be carried in council, you need the numbers. And everybody that we've been speaking to, including you today, speaking to Dr. Mpho Phalatse, the standing multi-party coalition government is seemingly standing strong behind it. But from the outside, as a resident of Johannesburg, you'd be worried about what this would have as an impact on service delivery? Because while they're busy squabbling and spending energy and time internally with all the shenanigans, whatever they are that are going on, will they deliver the services that you and I are paying for as ratepayers of the city?
The mayor has indicated that residents should not be worried, and the work will continue in terms of providing these basic services and keeping up with service delivery in the city of Johannesburg. The question was also posed to the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, Mpho Phalatse, that there are many concerns that the city is deteriorating and there are a number of issues when it comes to service delivery. And she has explained that it's very difficult because there's a huge backlog, and having come in as a mayor and just being in that position for about 9 to 10 months, it's been very difficult for her to try and prioritize all issues, because all issues need to be prioritized, whether it comes to water, electricity, street lights, safety. There are a number of issues, but she says residents should not be worried at this stage, and that as much as there's squabbling and infighting and political games at play at this stage, she has indicated that there's no need to worry because the work continues. She says the MMCs, the MECs, they are all still at work. But if you look at the situation, you look how this is unfolding, you do worry as a resident, because if they are trying to remove the mayor, who's going to be put in? The speaker has been removed. Who else might be on the chopping block? So the mayor is saying, do not worry, services continue. But let's listen to what she said about that.
You know, I've been in office for 9 months. Our multi-party government has done a lot for the city of Johannesburg. We're getting a lot of positive reviews from residents and even other people in other parts of the country say, we wish we were in Johannesburg. We can see what's happening. We can see the city is going somewhere. We're dealing with a massive backlog. So just to give you an example, our infrastructure backlog alone sits at around 300 billion rands. Our capital budget for the current financial year is 7.7 billion rands. So just to give you perspective of what is doable in the short term. But even in spite of those limitations, we're still making strides and we're still rebuilding the city. We're attracting investment. We're working more closely now with the private sector, and we're trying to stretch the little that we have to make it do more for our residents, but also inviting other people to come and work with us where we've got limitations.
Thank you very much, Heidi Giokos, for that update. She sat down earlier, of course, with Dr. Mpho Phalatse, the mayor of Johannesburg, pretty confident that she will survive any attempt to remove her from office, and that she will be standing firm against the planned vote of no confidence, or a motion of no confidence, rather, that minority parties are intending to bring against her. We'll have to watch this space. Meanwhile, let's hope service delivery will continue.